Coming up on this week's episode of Unpicked.
Venxm says when he comes out of prison, if he does a show, he's gonna go. And then we've got Chris Brown. That doesn't feel fair to me.
You know what? Life ain't fair. In me? Nah, don't. If you're giving me Essex, whatever you're about to say, I'm sure you would. Let me do a classic Dami. Yeah. Two things can be true at once.
Is that what we're doing?
Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, Dami to the Zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
So I saw your story.
Your boy was out having a good time.
I'm going to be selfish.
Go on.
I'm going to be selfish. Do you know what? From last week, I've clocked. I'm in my era of self-awareness and just taking accountability and just saying my truth, you know, no matter how ugly it is. And this podcast is a safe space, so I'm going to say what I got to say,
Yeah.
But like, at the end of your story, you were like, oh, something about how what you did last night, you were at your happiest and everything else is like...
Oh.
And I felt like...
No, that's not what I said. You misinterpreted what I said.
We've got a podcast.
You misinterpreted what I said. That's not what I said.
We've got a podcast.
That's not what I said.
You know what? We're gonna drop it. We're gonna drop the video right
Yeah,
here.
drop that video because that's not what I said.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but I just thought I'd do a quick video because I had a really good night tonight. DJ'd, everyone loved the vibes, got to play a lot, and got to do a lot of, like, you know, my kind of music. Yeah, it was a good night, and it filled me up, made me feel good inside, warmed my cockles. Bet you never heard that one. Yeah. So this is definitely like a self-vlog. I don't know why I'm posting it, but yeah, you had a good night tonight, bro. More of this, innit? Less of the other stuff.
Right. So I don't know. Maybe my ears weren't working, or maybe because I watched it early in the morning, and maybe I hadn't fully woken up.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I was like, bro was doing DJing last night, and I get it. Like, music is your first baby in terms of your creativity.
Yeah.
But are you trying to say you're not happy with we're podcasting?
Not even. Man did not say that. Man said, yeah, more things like this, less of the other stuff. That meant more gigs like this where people are responding to man, they're vibing, they're actually vocalizing, yo, I'm having a good time, you're sick, etc. Less of the ones where people are just holding up the wall and, oh, you can't play this, don't play that, da-da-da-da. And all other things of that nature that are just not free and fluid. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. My insecurity came out. I said, hold on.
Wow.
Do you know what? Let me dig deep a little bit real quick. Wow, we're going deep so early. The reason why I think it touched the nerve like that, not that I was annoyed, it just made me feel like, oh, he's not having fun, is sometimes, like, I know I go on about being the funniest or being funny, and I go on about being this confident person and I can make friends and I can this and I can handle it. But it wasn't always like that. And when I was younger, I used to make friends easily, but there was always like this voice at the back of my head going, they're not really into you like that. They don't really like you. You're not fun. You're this, you're that. And I know that's my anxiety and my insecurities coming out. So when you were like more of this stuff, less of the others, in my mind, I thought you meant...
You're like, he's talking about me.
He's talking about DJing.
No,
and the podcasting, he's like, yeah, that's all right, but it's the DJing that I'm my happiest. No. And I thought, I'm going to have to voice it, because if I don't, it's going to reflect in my energy on the body, innit? But anyway, guys, hey, hello, hi, peeps. This is Dami and Venxm in the building.
It's your boy Venom in the building also.
That's right.
Getting scolded by the co-host today, boy. She said,
By the podcast bestie. Venom is my podcast bestie.
Okay? We've been besties.
He's my bro.
It's been over a year now. We locked in.
I know. He's not giving me any reason logically for me
At
to
all.
think
At
that
all.
he's not down for the poddy like that. But I have to tell you, as your friend, that I felt my insecurities
Not a
came
type of
out.
way.
I'm not
No,
gonna
it's not
lie.
that.
I need to come to one of your. I've been saying I need to come to your nights. I just need to get
18th
to
of March. 18th of March. That's not gonna be
Swear.
a DJ night. That's the live vibe show that I do. But
Yeah,
I DJ at the end of it.
I know.
But yeah.
Because I've
Come
been
through.
to one of those. I didn't go to. I think you've had one or two.
Oh yeah.
since the one I came to.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, since I don't know if you've noticed, but since I got Toby, my social life has changed. Like,
Well, it's expensive.
pre-Toby, Venom would be like, Dami, I'm doing a thing. And I would go. Now that Toby's here, I'm like, I need to be strategic with how I'm coming and going and last minute plans. I got to be, you know, I'm a whole mother. I can't believe I'm saying this for a dog. But
I'm a mother.
I'm a mother. I used to judge people. He's like, it's a pet. But I get it now. I get it.
Man.
And do you know what? The more people like in my circle, we all used to think the same way. But I think I'm the person that's opened their eyes because I'm the one that's got a dog. So when I'm like, they're like, oh, can we go here? I'm like, oh, I just need to get a sitter for Toby. Or I'm sorry, I went a little bit late. I had to drop Toby off at his sitter. Or I've got to leave early because I got to pick him up. Or this morning, I was like, oh, I need to take him to the vet. He's got to have his checkup. 6-month checkup. He's got this. He's got, and it's like, oh, he's got to have his vaccinations. He's got this. Oh no, he's a toddler. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He don't talk. He's not a human. But when I tell you the work you put in, I might as well have a child. At least children grow up and become independent. He's always going to be this. He's always going to be dependent on me forever.
That's why I always chose cats over dogs. Because even though they're still
like
animals
cats.
And domestic, they gain a level of independence that makes them more removed from you than a dog. Like more, they do their own thing. But
I needed that. I got Toby for my anxiety. To be honest, he's my emotional support dog.
You should have got an emotional support alligator. They do those too.
No, I like cuddly stuff. And Toby's cuddly and cute and furry and just like he's, you know, and he's doing a very good job in terms of his purpose and stuff. So I've noticed the change. People around me have noticed the change in me since I got him. So it's a lot of work. And sometimes I'm like, why did you do this yourself? And sometimes I'm like, once in a few weeks, maybe I'll be like, maybe I should just give him up. And then I'm like, no.
Yeah, I love
I
him.
remember,
I love him.
I do love him. I love him. I do. I liked what you did last week in terms of, let me be specific because.
Yeah, I know, because I didn't get that impression. Girl was vexed, you know.
Not vexed. I was just irritated. I was like, why would you ruin it? Like, why would you ruin a good thing? Like, we know, like, yeah, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. I was very much like that because, okay, guys, every week, those that don't know, we do a little icebreaker, 5 questions, multiple choice. Each week, a co-host becomes the host of this segment. And the host with the most points at the end of the season gives the other host a dare, challenge, or something to do, right? It can be embarrassing, it can be funny, it could be whatever, right? If you haven't watched last week's episode, I'm even happy for you to pause this one and go back and go and watch the other
game
one.
Time.
Because what he did, I was very much like, you know the rules in it. And I don't like what you're doing because I want to win fair and square. I feel like he gave me my points.
Only one point.
Only one point.
The other point that I gave was a consolation because there's
I didn't even take it.
There's conflicting information. Okay.
I didn't even take it.
These lot don't even know that
these lot don't even know there was conflicting information. I just took it for what it was. But there was one that he pretty much handed the point to me on a plate, and I was not impressed by it because I'm a woman of integrity. And I was like, if I'm going to win, I'm going to win because I earned it, not because you gave it to me. Okay? So that was my issue. But I liked the fact that you took current quote unquote affairs and used that as questions. So I've kind of done something similar to that.
Cool.
This week. Question 1. Chris Brown recently shot back at Keely Williams for her comments on his aggression in the past, or his aggressive past rather. What group was Keely previously a member of? A, 702, B, 3LW, or C, Black?
What was B? Said 3LW.
Yeah.
Yeah, B.
Well done. Correct.
Come on.
Question
Is that
2.
is that get a little tired, broken promises? Is that
Promise this.
that's that girl? Yeah.
Yeah. The one that apparently slept with pretty much the whole of B2K, and she insinuated that
Two of them at the same time, innit, or something.
some sort of train was run on her or something like that. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I thought she was
also
paying
the-
back in the day though.
She was. She's also the one that's beefing or doesn't get on with Raven Simone. Them two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on Raven's side.
I used to think Raven was paying back in the day as well, but she ain't grown too well, boy.
She didn't. Yeah. No. Do you know what? Real quick with Raven Simone, I think she's still pretty in the face. I think it's the way that she
Just handles herself.
The way she does her hair, the way she dresses. I think that's what it is. And it's attractive to some because she's got a whole wife. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, everyone's attracted to someone.
And also, I get the impression. I mean, I don't know what Raven identifies as. I don't know if she's bisexual or if she's straight up lesbian. But on her TikTok, she tends to present as masc.
Yeah, masked femme. Yeah, like masked woman, but lesbian. Yeah.
And then every now and again, she'll pop out and show you that she's still a baddie.
She got all that.
Yeah. So I think she's still a baddie. It's just the way she presents doesn't.
That's a Raven. I was on Raven.
She was a cutie.
Yeah.
Anyway, question 2.
Digression. Cool.
Big digression. Question 2. Rihanna recently did a family magazine shoot with her son.
Oh yeah.
What was the name of the magazine?
Damn.
A, British Vogue, B, Elle Magazine, or C, Vogue USA?
I'm gonna guess and go with L, which is B.
I'm sorry. The answer is
Damn, it was.
A, British Vogue.
Oh, it was British Vogue.
Yeah.
I did not know it was British Vogue. Is this the one where she called him fine?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That was almost going to be my question, but I thought
Yeah,
that's too easy.
I got that. I was hoping that, and then you said magazine. I was
Yeah.
like, damn it.
Why did she do this to me?
Because that was not the information I paid attention to when I read that story.
Question 3. What is Drake's son's name?
Cool.
A, Adonis, B, Lord, or C, Adonai?
A, Adonis.
That's right.
You know I'm Pusha T in it, so I know that. Because Pusha T murdered him with that thing, boy.
The next 2 questions, let me not lie to you, they are not
They're not gonna be
current affairs. They're not current affairs.
fun. Okay.
Question 4. What year did Mystique split up?
God damn.
A, 2000, B, 2003, or C, 2005? All I want
I am
is to
gonna
be
go
real.
with
My truth and all I need to know.
dun, dun, dun. I
Yeah.
snap my finger
And
I'm gonna-
everything is fine.
and I'm gonna go with 2000 and I'm gonna go with 2003, so I'm gonna say B.
Okay. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Damn, it's C.
They split in 2005.
Damn it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
dear.
thought C was a bit soon, but I thought B might be. Sorry, I thought that 2003 was a bit soon because that would have been about the 2000s they would have started. But then I thought, is 2005 a bit too long?
Yeah,
I
so
think
our
I'm-
international listeners, Mystique was a very, very popular
Mhm.
black
Yeah.
UK
Mm.
group. Yeah,
did.
they. Would you say that they were like? Because I think Mystique was the biggest Black UK group of that time.
Of that time, yeah, of that
Yeah.
time, but not of our, not
No,
of our
no.
time.
No, not our time.
Who
From
would
the
you
UK.
say is bigger than? No. From the UK.
Yeah,
Would you agree
Black.
in that
A Black
Cleopatra? Yeah, Cleopatra's bigger than Mystique.
Woo! Not you throwing me questions during game time.
You know,
Oh my lord, that's hard.
because I used to
Cleopatra,
fancy a
coming
few of them
at
off
ya,
of Cleopatra. You know,
coming at ya. How many songs do I know of Cleopatra? But how many songs do I know of Mystique? I think Mystique.
no,
was
not so
bigger.
much. Not so much how many songs, but just how big they actually became.
I think Mystique was. Yeah, I think Mystique. I think if you was to ask most Black women who of that time,
Mm.
like our age group, I think most of us would say Mystique. Cleopatra did their thing.
Cleopatra
think
did their
Mystique-
thing. They were there when Black people
Mystique.
weren't there.
I know,
Three of them, dark skinned girls.
I know that Mystique were a group between 1997 and 2005. That was their career. That was their
Yeah.
time. And in that time, they were the biggest of their time.
Yeah.
That's why I said that.
Mhm.
Cleopatra, I don't know. I'm telling you, I only know that one song. Cleopatra.
I think they had like 2 songs, but I think they also had a TV
Cleopatra.
series.
They
as well.
did.
And not to discredit Mystique, but Cleopatra are all dark skinned.
Yeah, but I think Cleopatra were more popular because of their show, not because.
And they had like black hairstyle. They all had a big ass braid.
No, you just liked braids. You just liked braids. That's what it is. You like anything that resembled Brandy.
Yeah, that was my aspect. Where that was my back then aspect.
Question 5. What is Stormzy's real first name? A. David, B. Michael, or C. Isaac?
That B, Michael.
Do you want the options again?
Yes, please.
Okay. A. David, B. Michael, C. Isaac.
So I'm going with B, Michael.
That is correct.
Big Mike.
Man, like.
I know. You know what?
I'm in.
I had a friend who watched not our last episode, the one before, and or the last time I answered. So not this time, but the time before. Maybe it was the time before that. But she said that she's got a black card and I don't. And bearing in mind she's not black. She said because the way I'm answering these questions. I said, well, damn.
That didn't come from me. This time it wasn't me throwing shades. Okay.
I couldn't even defend myself. I saw your boy getting busy online, man. Petty Brown. I mean, Chris Brown. So I don't know why I said that.
He's not my boy, by the way.
You're not your boy anymore.
He never was my boy. I appreciate Chris Brown for his talent.
Talent.
I can admit that he's a talented man, but he's not my boy. I don't ride for him like I would ride for Drake. Drake is my babes, my boo, my boy. That's it.
Well, he took to the socials to drag everybody in who's dragging him.
Say it properly.
What?
Okay.
What?
He dragged Keely Williams, like I said. Yeah.
No. It wasn't just that.
She said some things, and then that's he was like, I got time.
But that's
for
what
you
sparked
today.
him. Mm.
Yeah, he's doing a feature with Chloe Bailey, right?
Yeah.
Chloe Bailey puts out some promo, picture of her and him together looking cozy or whatever. She's like, coming soon. Keely Williams takes to Twitter, unprovoked, and basically says something along the lines of, he's riding off of Black women's music, and he shouldn't be. People are forgetting that let me paraphrase it. People are forgetting that he is an abuser. And he's basically, his music's not been great for time, but basically he's using Black women as he's being featured on Black women's music, and that's how he's staying relevant or something along those lines, right? I could be adding pepper because I do that sometimes. And he defended himself. He was like, no, like, mind your business. Yeah. But he snapped. He started coming at the fact that she's got a lisp, the fact that she hasn't had a song for a long time. He was doing all this promises.
Yeah, see?
Saying that she's trying to took his business to stay relevant. Like, he said a whole lot of things to insult her. He didn't just respond to her in his stories. He went so far as to like post stuff about her. Then he went on her profile and replied or put a comment on one of her posts, dragging the insult, basically.
Yeah.
Which I think is where he went wrong. Like, I'm all for you defending yourself. Everyone has a right to defend themselves. She didn't need to say anything about him. And everyone knows he's not one to stay quiet. So she was asking for it. I actually think she said what she said for clout. Because no one's talking about you, Keely. Let's keep it a buck. No one's talking about you. And nobody asked you for your opinion about his feature. Like, and this is what I meant.
But she's just voicing her opinion, though.
And you know what? That's fine. But remember last week I was saying that people nowadays, they go online because they think they're not going to get no backlash. And they just talk. And if you're going to talk, be prepared for the other person to respond because they're allowed to do that. And that's what he did. So if she's all like, oh, he's da-da-da-da, sis, you came at him first. He wasn't even talking about you before. Now he's got a reason to put your name in his mouth. And then she now was like, oh, basically he's proving what I'm saying because of his behavior. And I'm like, well, that's an easy comeback because he's not been aggressive in his response to you. He's basically just told you to mind your business and not talk his name, which he's allowed to say. Right? So there's that. Off the back of that, which is what I was going to talk about in a broader sense a bit later on, was his response was like, in a broader sense about why people are talking about him. He started coming out with all this content talking about how like people hate on me for a mistake that I made when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
He's 33 now. He's tired of running with this of everyone running with this narrative. These are the same people that are saying this are the same people that tune in every week to see Blueface and Christian beat each other up in front of the world. But that's okay. That's entertainment. He's like, you lot can suck my dick respectfully. He's like, where are the cancel culture with these white artists that date underage women, beat their wives, giving people diseases?
Yeah.
And he's like, they're your buddies, you're cool. But when it's me, basically, it's a problem. And then he's like, no more fake love from me, stay out my way or get run over, simple as that. None of you, and I mean none of you, can F with me. And then he starts putting out like pictures of other people that have allegedly committed crimes that
Not
are
alleged.
similar.
These are people that have been arrested.
Oh, they've been arrested. Yeah, exactly. For things that are similar or worse than what he has done. And he's like, none of these people were cancelled. You know that episode where I was like, I'm still going to go to Chris Brown's concert? The whole catalyst of that conversation was Venom saying that when Bill Cosby comes out of prison, someone that has been tried, tested, convicted, and put in jail for sexually abusing young people, right? Venom says when he comes out of prison, if he does a show, he's going to go. And then we've got Chris Brown, who the only thing really that Chris Brown's really been done for was Karrueche put a restraining order against him. The Rihanna thing, Rihanna's since has done interviews admitting that she also attacked him. So they had a bust up. So they've both admitted that they did wrong. Rihanna's accepted her part, he's accepted his of what's happened. Since then, there's been other girls come out and say he's been aggressive towards them, but then they end up dropping the charges for whatever reason. We don't know why, or there's not enough evidence to prove that he was even with those girls at the times that they're saying, and all this business. Could be that they're looking for clout, could be true, no one will ever know. But people keep going for Chris Brown, but they're okay with other people doing some things, if not worse. Like I had a conversation with a guy the other day telling me he still listens to R. Kelly, but he's got a problem with Chris Brown. I've had people like my friends and other people ask me about why I said what I said about going to Chris Brown's concert, and I've had a lot of conversation around like, how could you be happy to go to that? but speak so passionately about other people that have committed other crimes.
Other crimes and
To me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Any form of sexual abuse, whether you're abusing adult women, young women, adult boys, young boys, or whatever, to me, that is the worst of the worst thing that you can do. If it's like domestic violence, I'm not saying I'm not against it. I am against domestic violence big time. I understand the implications of domestic violence, and I don't agree with it at all. So I'm not saying one is worse than the other, but to me, you can't be there supporting a child molester just because he's been to prison doesn't change the fact that he's a child molester, and be like, I can support him and his art, but I can't overlook for Chris Brown.
Yeah,
they're
this
the
person.
same. So if you're gonna be cool with, do you understand? If you're not gonna be cool with one, you can't be cool with the other. But what I'm trying to highlight is we're all human, and everyone just has things that they're ready to turn a blind eye to. It's like,
yeah, for
if
sure.
if I like that person's art enough, I can now remove that person from the art. You understand me? And I think people need to be more honest with themselves about that. I wouldn't go to a Bill Cosby show because I don't really care for Bill Cosby's art. I appreciate who he is and I understand what he's done, but I don't care for his art enough for me to be like,
yeah, I must see this.
I can discard his art. I don't ever have to see his work again. Do you see what I mean? And I'm fine with that. Whereas Chris Brown, I do appreciate his music, not everything, but every now and again.
But you still
every
you
now
still
and again, every now and again he'll bring something out, and I'll be like, yeah, I like this. Do you know what I mean? The hardest one for me was R. Kelly. That was the hardest one for me, but I was like, no, you are a child molester. Like, you've been convicted now, so I can say it. I don't even need to say it.
I found
You're
Kelly
in prison
actually the
for
easiest one, to be fair.
So no, but I love slow jams and
so it's same. And I got some core memories to some R. Kelly songs, like Feeling on Your Booty.
I bet you do.
Yeah, Feeling on Your Booty. That song to me is a peak memory from my childhood or my adolescence, whatever, and I can't really go back and, you know what I mean, reminisce or enjoy or whatever, bring it forward. And Happy People, all of that step, all that step, I loved all of that, all of that. But you know, and I even when I first started DJing, I used to do bear weddings with that. So like, I've made people have significant memories with music that they can now possibly not listen to, but I found him quite easy because because of the history, like we were talking about last episode, where it's gone around 3 times. Each time I sort of distanced myself a little bit more, like, this is a bit weird. I'm starting to believe it. There's enough evidence. There's enough, you know what I mean? But for me, Bill Cosby, it's less a case of me distancing myself because he hasn't really put out work really like Bill Cosby for a long time anyway. I'm also want to go because I want to know what he will say on the other side of that conviction. And I feel like live would be even better than just watching it on the screen, if you know what I mean. I understand that, I'm putting money in his pocket, etc. I'm supporting whatever. But because of the medium that he delivers, which is conversation, I see value in it personally. Because
but that proves that supports what I'm saying. In that, if you see the value in the person's art enough, that's when you start hearing people talk about, I can separate the person from the art. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think everyone contradicts themselves when it comes to this, and I'm actually glad that Chris Brown went off and decided to start talking about it like that. He's not measured for his talent anymore. This thing that he did with Rihanna, and it's and you know what makes it even worse? It's because it's Rihanna.
Yeah.
If it not even to sound, it's not even to sound.
But that's the truth of it, though. That is the truth of it.
Not even to sound peak, but if it was any other chick, I don't think.
Yeah, if it was some random chick, it
would be something on record, but it wouldn't be something that people can continue to like hold him to like that. It wouldn't be to this extent. It's because it's Rihanna. Everyone loves Rihanna, and people have kind of done the Rihanna versus Chris Brown, not realizing that the very person that he did that to when he was 17. They've had 3 songs since then. They've done 3 songs recently together. She did the Super Bowl performance. in his stories, he was cheering her on.
Yeah. I saw that.
They've gone to events together since then. We've seen them out and about together since then. To the point where people were questioning, are they going to get back together? They've both spoke out about how they'll always have love for each other, how they're friends. Like, not to say that because she's forgiven him, we should forgive him, but it's kind of like you're holding him to something that even Rihanna's not holding him to anymore. Do you know what I mean? And it's just only because it's Rihanna. And that, I feel like he might not have gone to prison for the fight that he had with Rihanna. Fine. But if we want to hold it to the fact that he's a man,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
I think it's more
that
that he did the Mike Tyson on her and did the whole nibble and all of that. Like I think it's less about the fact that they fought, because people fight all the time. DV is you know what I mean. It's worldwide, every day, round the clock. But when both people are celebrities, and obviously when one comes off visually worse than the other, who also happens to not be a man, you know, and then when you read the police report and you hear the extent of the violence that was inflicted on at least one of the people, then you kind of like, wow.
But then we only really got to hear one side, and it wasn't until he did his documentary on Netflix that we got to hear the other side. And people that were intrigued enough or cared about his art enough would have watched that documentary. Because I don't know if you saw it.
Nah, hell no.
But those of us that got to watch it got to find out that actually, that's why I keep calling it a fight. It was a bust up between a boyfriend and girlfriend. It highlights how much women can be abusive to men as well.
Yeah.
But the man, but it's never really like, the woman never really gets done for it. It's not spoken about. It's not highlighted. It's not like made a big deal as much as it is when the man does it. And this is a perfect example of that. When he says, I did that when I was 17, I kind of think, he's not gone to prison for it. But since he was 17 till the age of 33, he is still being punished for that. And he's being punished via his talent. A lot of his work has not been almost valued as it would have been if the thing with Rihanna never happened.
Yeah.
So actually, he might not have gone to prison, but he's
but he's in prison. He's in prison right now. He's in prison,
and I don't think he ever will come out, because people will always talk about that thing he did when he was 17.
And do you know why? This is why.
But people will still listen to R. Kelly. People will still listen to Tory Lanez. People will still support Christian and Blueface. People will still go and watch all these other actors and stuff when they put out work. That's the point he's making. And I actually agree with him on that one. I have to give that to him. That doesn't feel fair to me.
He's the poster. You know what? Life ain't fair. And the one thing that I took away from, well, I took a lot of things away. I can't say one thing. But something that I took away from his post, which is, it's almost like, you know, when things that are totally unrelated start to converge in your life. I've seen somebody else do the same thing, and it literally is unrelated. But it's when men don't accept their responsibility. Like, everything that's happening to Chris Brown is actually society and the world contradicting itself. You know how we're like, you know, we need to be feminist. We need equality for all in all facets and blah, blah. Actually, no one feels like that. Everybody understands that Chris Brown is a man. And at that moment, he didn't take his responsibility as a man and subdue his woman. He actually used his power as a man to oppress, or to, you know, to enact his emotion on her as she did on him. That's not a man's responsibility.
To fight back.
Yeah, that's not a man's responsibility. Even though it was a fight, and I agree with you that maybe it was a fight, not her retaliating, and that's how he got injured. Maybe they were fighting. We know it's also not a man's place to fight a woman. Like, we just know that. No matter who says equality, it doesn't matter. We know that it's not a man's place ever to fight a woman. If a man is fighting a woman, they both messed up big time. And that's why everyone's like, nah, I'm not here for him. And I get it. That's why no one's here for Tory Lanez. I know there's obviously some people who don't believe Meghan, which is I think that's a different dynamic as to why, if you know what I mean. But I don't think anyone's happy with Tory, because, again, it just shows a man fighting a woman or acting on a woman means he doesn't understand his position as a man. Like, he's got no clue. So him being there like, oh yeah, you know, Sean Penn, Charlie Sheen, Nicolas Cage. I'm like, bruv, forget them. You need to understand your responsibility. Showing us other people, showing us other people is showing us who you're aligned with, not who you're separated from.
But what I need, that's why I mentioned his documentary, because he already has. He's never said that what he did was right.
Oh, no.
He's never done that.
I would never say he did say that.
And even now, he's not saying what he did was right. What he's saying is, you're using this as a stick to beat me with. And you've been using it as a stick to beat me with for almost how many years now?
Yeah. Like
since
over
I was
a decade.
17.
Yeah.
Come on. Because there's other people that have done worse than me. They've done worse than me. And you've let it go. But he is a talented guy. And like we said, he's still paying for his crimes, to be honest. He's paying for it, man. Because his work is not valued. His work is not valued.
Do you know why he's paying for it? Because of his actual character. It's unfortunate who Chris Brown, the character, like his personality is on top of his history. Because
he's not a humble guy.
I was willing to forgive and forget initially. Like initially, them times I didn't even like Rihanna's music anyway. I didn't even rate Rihanna them times. So I was like, don't do that. That's weird. But I didn't have the affinity for Rihanna that everybody or a lot of people would have had. So I was just empathizing with a woman that's been beat up, not Rihanna being beat up, if you know what I mean. And I love that Purple album, that Beautiful People, that moment, Rock, Paper, Scissors, all of that.
I think it was called Fame. Was it called Fame?
Something like that. I just know it's Purple and the Symbols. That album, I was like, yeah, you're doing bits. I'm here for it. As the years go by and this guy gets more and more arrogant, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Still not an issue per se, but you're peeing me off a little bit. Now, as an adult, when I start moving in circles that like have people who are moving in other circles, and you know, like they say, there's 8 points of separation between you and somebody. Anybody in the world. So now I'm in circles where I'm aware. Oh, like, well, I know this person, and this person knows that person, and that person's been to Chris Brown's house. All the stories I'm hearing, the alleged stories, I'm like, this guy is actually an a-hole. Like, what the hell? And that's why I'm like, to have the past that you have, the personality that you have, and to still be acting the way that you are
but all
presently,
of them are assholes.
I'm like, cool. Yeah, no, but I don't know that about all of them.
No,
that's my point. I don't. I don't. No one's come to me with stories of, like we met Chris in the club, and then he was like, yeah, come round to our table. So we came round, and then we had drinks, and then we're going back to the crib. So then we go back to his crib, and he's only playing his music, and then he's dancing to his music, and then I'm like, all right, cool. And then we had to put our phones in. I was like, okay, cool. I'm done. I'm tapped out.
No, but a lot of them do that. I mean, look at Drake.
I'm not saying they don't.
We've not heard stories about Drake in that way. But people that have met him have come out and said stories about what Drake's like when they met him. Say, like, Blueface did a video in response to Chris Brown, was like, keep my name out your mouth. And then he was like, don't, like, bro, focus on what you did. Don't be looking at what I did. And people were like, are you okay? Because you're not even, like, dismissing the fact that you're in the same category as Chris Brown. Because you still be beating on Christian.
Yeah, because he knows, like, owning his thing. He's like, Chris,
he's owning it.
Deal with your thing.
No. Chris Brown's owned his thing. Chris Brown's already owned his thing. Blueface has owned it, but he's almost like proud of it. That's the difference. So people were like responding to Blueface like, bro, you need to shut up because you shouldn't be proud of what you're doing. Like, at least he's acknowledged what he's done. But what you're saying is not really popping the way you think it's popping. You would have been better off keeping your mouth shut. That's the difference. Probably gone around the houses with Chris Brown, but I do get what he's saying. I think if you're gonna do cancel culture for Chris Brown this heavy, you better be doing it for the others. To be fair, that in my opinion have done worse.
Yeah, I hear that.
And yeah, he's not gone to prison, but he's paid for it because just listing his albums his early albums that came out after that fiasco, there's some albums in there.
I mean, you got to do your best work, though. You got to do your best work after you've done something like that.
But he did his best work, and they didn't
Yeah.
get the credit that they deserved.
It's true, because Kanye's album right after Taylor Swift was amazing, and it redeemed him. It put him firmly on top. That Dark Twisted Fantasies album.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I actually think Chris Brown's a bit misunderstood. I also think Kanye's misunderstood. I think they're misunderstood people that have been through a lot and are acting out of what they've been through, and hurt people. I think when you understand that as well, you give a little bit of grace. So that's why I don't have any feelings towards Chris Brown's temperament as a person. I don't have feelings towards Kanye West's temperament as a person, because I understand that they've lived troubled lives. They're acting out of what they've had to deal with. Chris Brown's become more arrogant and more of a dick because he has to literally fight for people to appreciate him. So he's being defensive. That's what he's doing. He's being defensive. Yeah. And it's the same thing with Kanye, actually. Kanye going and having all these rants, it's because he feels that people don't understand him and people have judged him. And so he's defending himself. And in them trying to defend themselves so much, they're actually perpetuating
the beliefs that people
don't like about them. Yeah. That's what's happening.
Have you seen that Kaz from Love Island has been allegedly arrested in Dubai for the use of cocaine? Which is not permissible in Dubai.
Don't do drugs, guys.
What was your first experience with cocaine?
I've never taken
wait, let me just put a disclaimer out there. I have the itchy nose, and that's why I was wiping my face.
I've never in my life.
I do not do cocaine. I've never done cocaine.
I've never tried it. I've never done any form of recreational anything.
I'm
even
still
cannabis.
busted up. Damn.
Not even cannabis.
I've definitely done recreational drugs. I've been to Amsterdam. It's legal. I've done things where they're legally legal.
I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
My form of recreational anything is alcohol.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore, but I've done that too.
No, for me, alcohol.
Blame it on the alcohol.
I'm stressed. Where's the drink? I want to have fun.
I'm not.
Where's the drink? I won't lie. I'm not lie. That's me. I'm sad. Well, no, not when I'm sad. It's food. But when I'm sad, it's food. I'm an emotional eater. But yeah, it's more alcohol. But the because cannabis is like class C, so it's not even the same.
No, it's moved up. It's moved up. It moved up to class B. I'm almost certain.
Okay.
I'm almost certain.
But it's not as bad. But it's not as bad as like cocaine and stuff like that. Like it's not the same league.
Nah, it's not the same league.
It's not the same league.
No, wait. I can't remember how they separate it, because crack is one class and cocaine is a different class. Yeah. I think it might now be the same as cocaine. I think they might both be B. I think I should check, because it definitely moved.
You can check, but what I'm trying to say is like cocaine. What I'm trying to convey is that cannabis is almost like pretty much everyone. It can feel like pretty much everyone smokes cannabis or eats it. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas cocaine is almost considered something that druggies do. Crack or cocaine or crack cocaine. Do you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost considered as bad as heroin and everything else. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not something that people think. It's not something that people would assume is readily available, easy to obtain as cannabis is. But what I'm trying to say is it actually is. Coming from the corporate world, a lot of people have access to and use it, right? More than you would think here in the UK. People that you would meet and think that they're cool, They don't touch the stuff. They seem above that. Because, you know, most people, when they think of drugs like heroin, crack, cocaine.
Yeah, you think
they
of
think of
poor,
like, you think of the
bums
worst
and
bums and like,
degenerates and
they,
that kind of thing.
degenerates.
It's
They
not that.
steal and sell their body.
Nah, man.
Nah. These lot are suited and booted.
Suited and
they're-
booted.
Listen, and they are sniffing the stuff up like mad. So when you look at Kaz, go on, because I feel like
I was just gonna run you through the classes because I was like, what? It's a bit mad. So class A, yeah, crack cocaine, ecstasy, MDMA, heroin, LSD. This one caught me out. Magic mushrooms. Class A. I am.
Yeah. So cocaine's class
surprised.
A, yeah. So cocaine's class A.
Cocaine is class A.
I thought so.
Up to 7 years in prison and unlimited
with
fine
heroin.
of both.
With
for all of those ones that I just said.
Heroin's in there as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Cocaine and heroin are class A.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Cocaine, heroin, LSD, magic mushrooms, methadone, methamphetamines.
Class B.
Class B, amphetamines. I don't know what this one is. Barbiturates. I don't know what that is. Cannabis and cannabinoids. Codeine, ketamine.
Codeine, right.
Codeine,
they prescribe that in
class
hospitals,
B.
though.
But you use that thing wrong, class B, up to 5 years in prison, unlimited fine.
I guess I have had drugs because I've had codeine before.
Hey, I know you've had drugs. Drugs are everywhere. Class C is nothing that you even know. So yeah, we can forget them. But
I think they want to make
magic
balloons.
mushrooms was A, boy. They need to, man.
Balloons,
they need to
B because
balloons hurt me, man. I look at the people on the street and I'm like, you look like me. Why are you lot doing this? Wait,
I don't get it. I used to think, what, are you not doing it just for the helium? Like, are they just doing it for the high voice? I don't get it.
Just recording bare videos, calling bare people.
Imagine just so I can be for what?
Is it beef, yeah? Listen, yeah.
The one that nearly got me was what's it called? Not vapes. Is it vapes?
Oh, the one that people smoke.
You know the fruity.
That's a vape.
Right?
Yeah.
That nearly got me because
you started to get. Oh my lord!
Do you know why? Because shisha is my lick.
I like shisha. I like shisha.
But I only do shisha once in a blue moon. And do you know what's mad? I was conditioned into believing shisha's better than cigarettes. It's definitely
not.
It's actually worse.
It's worse. It's like smoking 40 cigarettes at once.
Yeah. And I looked at the people that smoke cigarettes. But there's me on a Friday night at a shisha spot.
Getting it in. I used to be the same.
Mixing my flavors. Like, boom, give me this and this. And we did all the tricks. I'd be blowing circles. Do the volcano. All the tricks.
You lot know, innit? Now you know.
Listen. And then when I was like, I could do that at home without actually owning a shisha pipe. So the vape's cool. I bought a
shisha. Well, no, my boy bought me a shisha pipe. We used to do shisha in my yard.
I'm probably still gonna buy a shisha pipe. It's not illegal.
Hard drugs is normal in the UK, but it's
very
also not normal. Like I remember my first experience, and it taught me two things. It taught me that I've lived a sheltered life, and that I changed my view. Before this point, I had the same view that you described, where you think of people who take these drugs as being some kind of low scum kind of. Nah. I went to a New Year's party. This was the most off-the-cuff New Year's I've ever done. Me and my boy and his boy, we literally just linked up, no plan. And he was like, I think there's a couple parties on my road. And we're like, yeah, let's just bop into one. So no invite. There was a door open. We walked in. The person opened the door. We heard a name prior. So we're like, oh yeah, we're part of, so-and-so invited us. It was like a uni house, but we didn't know. We were younger than uni age at the point. So then we've gone in. We're partying. We go upstairs. They literally opened everyone's bedroom who's living in this house that was converted into a student ACOM, and every room had different music playing, and I mean blasting, and people were dancing on people's beds. All of this, and I don't mean it's not a black house party. This is a white people's house party, so it's different vibes. So we are vibing out, enjoying life until eventually we meet the person whose name we've been quoting for time, and it was like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, oh, hi. He's like, yeah, stay, enjoy, whatever. So I go back up to this room, partying in the dark. I was sitting on a stool, talking to my boy. Then I was like, bruv, I'm going to go toilet. I'll be right back. He's like, cool, say nothing. He's dancing, turns his back. I come back to the stool. There, people crouched over the stool. I'm like, yo, I was sitting. Oh, bare powder on the stool. Mans was doing the thing. I said, yo, okay. Then I had to feel about that. And then I was just, it kind of just not killed my vibe, but it made me feel like I'm somewhere else. Yeah, like that was my first ever experience. After that, it became some blasé thing where you're just out and about, and then everyone's like, cocaine? You're like, what? Nah.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah. Do you know what's crazy is cocaine used to be, like, Class A drugs are technically meant to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Like, Class A drugs normally are like white collar drugs, because you need to have money to be able to afford.
It's still that way. Explain to me what you meant, because it sounded like you said white collar, obviously, and then it sounded like you said white collar with an accent. Yeah, no. So I now said, explain what you meant.
Do you know why? Because I know that when I pronounce it, people might be confused as to what I'm trying to say. That's why I repeated it. I mean collar as in like shirt.
Yeah.
White.
I just wanted you to, because it sounded like you went
white collar. I know. Yeah, I'm not trying to put accent. I'm just trying to make it clear. I know my pronunciation is off. Don't laugh at me, okay?
No.
But now you understand what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like white collar. Like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. It's very expensive. And so don't assume that someone that's suited and booted isn't into drugs, because they are the ones that can actually afford
it. They have the disposable income for the drugs.
Listen, they can afford that stuff. And a lot of them take it because the 9 to 5, I mean, if you work in corporate, you know the 9 to 5 is not actually 9 to 5. Like, you're literally working all the time on the clock. You work late hours, you're always tired, like, and they take it to stay alert and stuff like that.
Stay engaged in the zone.
I recently found out as well that nowadays people take cocaine in uni. Now, when I was in uni, it used to be weed, cannabis. I can admit, there's been times when there might have been weed cake or something going on. Don't do drugs, guys.
Or 20
at events, in events that I was at, house parties, coach raves. Yeah.
Vicinity.
That was it when I was young.
Vicinity.
But I can't imagine going to uni and I'm seeing my peers doing cocaine.
Yeah, man.
In uni.
Now that I know what I know, I can fully imagine it. But I was not a part of that, you know what I mean?
Using student loan to buy cocaine.
Fully. Using student accommodation to do big white powder parties.
A-class.
A-class.
Now,
yes.
Kaz, again, I mentioned making assumptions around what people look like, because Kaz doesn't look like someone she doesn't come across as someone that would be into that stuff. But actually,
you don't think?
So no, even when she was on Love Island, she just came across as like not. If we're gonna talk about stereotypes,
yeah.
Stereotypically, she doesn't give drug user. She doesn't
really
give it. Not even cannabis.
Big stereotype, and it's one that I hold. I'm saying, but if
you need to work on that.
No, I don't. If you're giving me Essex, then you're also
that told me, didn't it? That
cocaine.
Told me. Kaz wasn't giving me I take drugs. She was giving like chilled goods. Like she was giving South London babe. The Peng Lighty South London babe. Who's mad chill. She's cool with the guys. She might smoke weed here and there, recreationally with the guys sometimes, not all the time. Like it might just be I'm out with people, I'm chilling at my boys. He's already smoking. I might take a couple of draws from the ting.
Yeah,
but it's not like that's what she was giving me.
I don't get smoker from her, to be fair. I get more like I get the same thing you're saying, but with the girls. And because I don't really associate smoking weed with girls' drug use if they're going to party, I associate
Yeah,
more
I think
cocaine.
girls are more. I mean,
I think girls are
again,
more powder your nose kind of. You know what I mean?
no. When it's more eat it. Like girls will do. Oh,
Or they
I'm
just
gonna.
go eat the booty.
No, we're talking. We know what we're talking about. Why would you take it
Sorry.
there? They're more. They're more like cake,
Mm,
brownie.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? More time, girls don't deal. Like they don't sell it. The cannabis.
Yeah,
It's
of
like
course. Yeah,
how,
yeah. Girls aren't.
but they'll
Yeah.
tell you, oh, I can make brownies though. I can make you a brownie. I can make
Mm,
you a cake. Like
mm,
that's more the like it's very feminine, isn't it? To like I'm gonna bake the
mm.
goods for you. Do you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I get what you mean by not really girls. You wouldn't typically associate smoking it with women, but if they were like, what drug do you think Kaz is likely to take? Just from
The aesthetic.
stereotypes and her aesthetic and stuff, I would have probably just said weed. I wouldn't have said
Mm.
cocaine. But then seeing the images of her bent over the sink,
Mm-hmm.
sniffing, I'm like, wow, sis, in her bodycon miniskirt dress.
Mm. Do you?
I'm like, wow, sis, okay. And then I've had to remind myself that, well, that's not unusual because, like I said, there's people that are in big corporate jobs,
Yeah.
CEOs,
Very normal.
heads of departments, lawyers, accountants, like
Police.
police officers,
Lawmakers, judges.
law officials, judges. That's what I'm saying. Like
The
they own this thing.
The person will be
Politicians,
sentencing
politicians,
they'll be sentencing you to prison for the same thing.
Politicians that are agreeing to the class, that are agreeing, royal family members.
There's certain politicians out here that literally like this. This is definitely A. This is definitely A class. Make that.
What
A.
do you mean? They have to test it when they see the power. When they raid places and it's giving. How you know what it tastes like? You know, so you know. But one thing I will say is, if you know that the country you're going on holiday to somewhere, and you know that country has no tolerance, why would you risk it? That's my only thing.
My thing is, people need to stop acting, and I mean English people. We need to stop acting like when you're going to a Muslim country that they're not going to uphold the law. Yeah, because that's one thing they're about to do is uphold the
100%.
law in that country, boy.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you come in there with your wayward thinking this is the UK, they're going to make an example of you, boy.
That's it.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Full extent.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. I don't play with the law in any country, yeah? But I'm definitely not doing it in a Muslim country, and I'm definitely not doing it in a country that is not wealthy. That's two places I ain't playing with the law. Because a poor country, they will tear you to shreds. Because when you get in the prison...
All I know is I don't agree with taking drugs. I don't like that. But if you're going to do it, be wise. That's all I'm going to say on that.
All I'll say is live your life in the confines of what is legally possible where you live. You want to do something like smoke weed, live somewhere where smoking weed ain't frowned upon, where it's legal. So you can actually live your life in fear of nothing. I'm sure there's even places in the world where you can take cocaine legally. If you want to take cocaine that bad, live there and just enjoy living. You don't have to do your life in private. You can do your life in. But don't go to damn. Do not go abroad where you have no liberties and then be breaking the law. Because let me tell you, man, a foreign government might as well just be a gang because they about to have you, boy. Oh, you don't want that. You don't want to be in a foreign legal system. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely. Have you seen Drake's son's interview that went viral?
Yes. You shared that with me and I was screaming.
I saw it, and the reason why I sent it to you is because I thought it was cute. There was a part 2, so we got to see the son's interview, and then we got to see parts of Drake's interview as well.
Yeah.
And first of all, it made me love Drake even more because I think that Drake is naturally funny. I think he's just so cool. Like it allowed me to see another side to Drake. That's not like the rapper side, which that's what I mean by it made me love him more, because it made me realize that most rappers, I think they have to have something. They have to have that rapper-esque thing about them. They have to come across a certain way, because rapping is considered as gangster, and if you're not somewhat gangster and calling girls certain words and saying that you're about that life, then you're not going to be rated. And proof is in the pudding with Drake, especially the moment he started singing on tracks, people were calling him all sorts of things, and insinuating that his sexuality isn't what he says it is. So watching him in that interview allowed me to just see him in a more down-to-earth manner. And I really appreciated that. I really, really appreciated that. His son is a flipping rock star.
Why you say he's a rock star?
His demeanor. He's got this like.
He was funny. He was giving.
That's what I'm saying. He's got his son's got this.
He was very nonchalant. Yeah, he was nonchalant.
He's got this nonchalant, cool kid thing about him, and I was like, that is so cute. I mean, he said he can't read, and that's a problem. He should know how to read.
How old is he now, though? How old did he learn how to read?
I don't even know how old he is.
He ain't old, like, but then he is, isn't it? How long was I can't remember how. You see, it's the timelines because of the lockdown. I don't even remember. Like,
I'm telling you, the pandemic took time away from us.
You know what I mean? I'm like, did him and Pusha go at it like before the pandemic? That was before that, right?
Okay, Adonis is 5.
Oh, he should definitely be able to read. Yeah,
It's 5.
A little bit, basic reading. 5 is not that old. Yeah, basic reading.
Yeah, should be able to, like, different chip books.
Should be able to, but I really enjoyed it. Obviously Adonis is cute and stuff. I'm not really invested in Drake to the point where I care about what's Adonis saying and stuff. But it was a cool little interview. But Drake actually had me screaming. I forgot how funny he is, because I mean, I love that guy. What's his name? Something Presley. I love that guy's interviews anyway. And I said to you when I saw it, it just made me think of the Kodak Black one. And now I need to watch that again to see which one's my favorite. Because the Kodak Black one had me screaming, but this one also had me screaming. Because Drake is funny.
Naturally.
He's funny. He's funny.
And I don't think that Drake is trying to be funny.
I don't think he needs to try hard. Like, he's got good comedic timing.
Like me.
And he's like you. And he's also he's just got the right bits to be comedic. Not necessarily a comedian, but to be comedic for sure. And that was just so funny.
I would love to like
whatever you're about to say, I'm sure you would. I would like to. I
was gonna say that I wish I could interview or have him on the show.
Oh, as the show.
Yeah, because I think that I would love to. I would love to just have a conversation with Drake.
I would too. Especially because I've got so much smoke for him every once in a while. I would love to chat to him because my smoke is... I feel like he's the kind of person who would interview with someone who actually wasn't like 100% his fan, if you know what I mean. Because I love Drake and I definitely get pissed off by him all the time as well. Like...
Yes. I love Drake. I love Drake. I think Drake is unproblematic in this grand scheme of things when you look at the industry. When you look at the industry, what's in there, he's actually unproblematic in comparison.
Yeah, in comparison for sure.
Yeah.
But
in comparison has to be
comparison is the most important part.
Yeah, it has to be. Even I can't cap. You have to say in comparison.
Low key, high key in comparison.
In comparison,
Mm-hmm.
he's not as problematic. But I don't know what it is about Drake, because I'm not even like, my type is dark skinned. Like, who can I out of the who can I say out of who's in the industry
Is your type?
is my type?
That'd be a good one, actually. What are you with? What's his name? Morris Chestnut.
Nah.
You're not on him.
You know, nah. Morris Chestnut. Hold on. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Remember
like,
do you remember?
everyone's.
Do you remember Tyson Beckford?
Yeah, Tyson.
Model.
Okay, this is one we definitely need to talk about. So Tyson Beckford, yeah, is it just me? Is it just me, or did he like become really unattractive like all of a sudden? Because I remember him back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
This would have probably been the time when he was messing around with Kim and whatnot. Like when 2000s
Mm.
R&B rap. I remember those times. He was coming off like some hottie. But when
He
I
was
see
a
him,
hottie.
yeah. But have you seen him recently?
Yeah. And
Do you feel the same?
That's why I wanted to say circa, because you didn't let me finish.
Okay,
Because
when
he was modeling,
yeah,
that was a bit of me.
Yeah, when
Morris,
Morris,
was it Morris Chestnut you just said?
Yeah, Morris Chestnut.
Yeah, Morris Chestnut.
Yeah, see, I just typed in Morris, and he's the first thing that popped up on Wikipedia, boy. You not feeling him, or you feeling him?
No, I said he's a bit of me.
Okay.
He's a bit of me. That's my type. That's if Dami could build a man, and he was perfect looking.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
That's the kind of look I'm going for. Yeah. See, this is why I say to you that I you can't accuse me of being boldest, because Morris Chestnut.
Wait a minute. Let me do a classic Dami. Yeah. Two things can be true at once.
What?
See how you loving? See how you
Wow! Using me against me, you know. Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Because a Morris Chestnut might be bold, but then Dami was out trying to say that Venom can't wear do-rag and that. Okay? So two things can be true at once.
I mean, if you're gonna use a do-rag for what a do-rag is used for, then you're not wrong. But okay. So yeah, that's my type. Maybe a little bit of no, I don't like Idris. Shima more. So you can see I'm going a bit lighter in shade.
Shima, how you spell Shima? I don't know Shima off the top of my head.
Shemar, and then more of an E at the end.
Oh yeah, I know that guy. Giving me like Eric Benet vibes.
That's a bit of me as well. Tyrese, when Tyrese was Peng.
Tyrese, crying Coca-Cola boy Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese Gibson. Yeah.
Coca-Cola Tyrese was Coca-Cola Tyrese was he was doing bits. When he started acting, he kind of lost it.
Yeah. Tyrese pre the weight. Who else? Hold on.
How you feel about Ludacris? Just because he's mentioned Tyrese and they come
Ludacris
together
is
now.
good looking. Yeah. Ludacris. Yeah,
or
Ludacris
before?
is good looking.
Short hair, long hair.
Both. More short hair.
Oh really?
Hair.
Really?
I don't
That's
really
interesting.
like hair on guys. I don't really like even Drake. I give him a blie. I'm not really into hair on guys. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of, for me, Ludacris lost a lot of like his, I don't know what the thing, the oomph, the vim when he cut his hair. Really? I was like, for me, I'm straight, but when you know like how a guy idolizes or looks to another guy, like I felt a lot of it just when the hair left. The hair was a thing for me. I was like, oh! You know what I mean? It was a lot of character. I don't know.
I also like Method Man. Now Method Man, he's just
Method Man,
like fine wine.
Man's in his 50s, you know.
If I was gonna get a sugar daddy, Method Man.
Meth, Hot Nicks. That's my dude, though, boy. I joined the Wu-Tang Clan simply because of Meth. Method is something else.
Yeah, Method is very fine. He's very fine. Yeah. I also like Woody McCain.
Woody McCain.
You know Power Book 2? You know Power?
No, I didn't watch nothing after
Okay,
after
check Woody McCain. Check Woody McCain. He's a bit of me.
McCain.
Let me go more UK. Who do I think is paying in the UK that if they move to me, I would
Oh,
be
Woody
like,
McCain.
yeah, I think he's good looking.
I'm not saying he's not good looking. He just a different aesthetic to the other guys that you mentioned so far.
But
Yeah,
I'm very,
he looks
I've
quite
got a broad,
sweet.
I've got a broad spectrum.
He looks a bit of a sweet boy kind of.
You think he's a sweet boy?
I'd say the other guys
He
look
don't play
a bit more rugged and a bit more mannish.
Method
This
Man
guy looks a bit.
definitely, Ludacris definitely, Tyson Beckford is pretty boy. Don't you think? Tyrese back then was a pretty boy.
Okay,
Morris
okay.
Chestnut.
Tyson
Morris
Beckford
Chestnut is
the...
a man now. Morris Chestnut is a man now, but
yeah,
he's not. A
the
pretty
Tyson
boy,
Beckford one is a strange one because I think his model stare, his blue steel, if you will, on top of his very manly body, because he's a big stature, so I think he didn't seem as pretty because it was literally just in his face. But this guy's
extremely. His face is.
This guy's a little bit more
pretty.
petite, so he's looking a bit more sweet.
I do like guys that are pretty, like handsome.
Like pretty boys. I mean, I could tell because this guy's a pretty boy. Not pretty like pretty boy. He's not pretty like old school Genuine. He's not trying to be pretty. But you know when someone's handsome but they a little bit more sweet.
Woody McCain's handsome. Nah, I don't think he's sweet.
He's a little more sweet than he is rough and ready.
I don't know about rough and ready guys, period. Which one of those guys is rough and ready? Which one?
What was his name? Shimamore?
Shimamore. He ain't.
Yeah, so like, you know, the 5 o'clock shadow and like a bit
He's more pretty than anything, man.
You think?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm trying to think UK. What's his name? Do I really want to say this because they're more likely to? I'm more
say
likely
it.
to like.
Your chest out there.
Or meet them one time. What's his name? Skepta.
Skepta's an attractive man. Come on, man. He's rough and ready. He's rough and ready. Yeah.
Skepta is handsome. Wow.
Skepta is a handsome man. A handsome man.
Yeah, he's a handsome man.
Are you Skepta now or Skepta buff Skepta?
Both. I could, yeah, I would.
Listen to her.
So
boy.
I say all of that to say that Drake, now you can see that Drake doesn't fit the normal spec that I find. But and the funny thing is, I don't think I find Drake attractive. I just really like him. And I don't know why.
Judge.
I don't know what it is.
It's Judge.
Maybe he is. I mean, he is in this industry.
Yeah, he did judge on you, and how they spell. That's what it is. Because I know if Drake shaved, you would not be attracted to him.
If he lost a beard,
it's a wrap.
Be like,
I
would still love his music, but I just wouldn't be like, oh, Drake, I love you, babes. Yeah,
I know. I'm gonna make sure that this interview with Skepta happens, you know, because I need to see that Dami again.
Which Dami?
That Dami that was just melted in the chair over there. We were talking about Skepta.
And the funny thing is, I'm a flirt as well.
Yeah.
I would really enjoy that conversation.
I can imagine.
I'd be nervous in the beginning, like when we first meet, I'll be a bit nervous, and then after a while, I'll be like, right, game time.
I don't know, you know. I don't know.
Game time.
I think it'll be a tough interview for you, you know, to be honest.
I don't think so.
You know why?
Why?
Because Skepta is quite chill and like measured in a way where it's very difficult to know what he's thinking.
But Venom, you've not seen me.
Okay.
When I'm talking to someone that I find attractive. You've actually not seen that side. Yeah, you have not seen that side.
Well, that's why I want to see it.
Yeah, you've not seen that side.
Okay.
I'm not a serious person when it's just us two. When the person I like is there, that's when I'm like, okay, stop messing about. Like, and I feed off of energy as well. But I'm a big flirt. So I'd be giving like I don't know. I'd be feeding off him type thing. And
Okay.
then because I banter a lot, even though he's chill, I'd still banter with him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
banter
of
with
course.
a lot of I do flirtation banter, if that makes sense, if that's a thing.
Yeppy, we're coming, innit? Hold tight. Gonna make it happen.
Nigerian. Come on, man.
I was definitely making this happen. That's something I'm definitely making happen, boy.
That's so funny. Yeah. I mean, Damson Idris would have been on there. I still think he's attractive.
Yeah, you don't sound as into it.
I don't have a chance.
I mean,
I don't have a chance with any of them. But at least
but you
I think
sound
because
way
Damson was
less into it.
British.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Damson's British and he's like, he's actually like one of us, you know? Like
Yeah.
he's not,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So I thought, yeah, man. But yeah.
Did you see what happened with what's her name? His partner. Why can I
How
not
can you
remember
forget
her
her
name?
name?
I can see her. Lori Harvey. There you go.
Yeah, Lori.
Lori. She had a fan
What,
in
on
the
the red
comments.
carpet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, for the red carpet to Snowfall.
Mm.
Everyone is seeing this lack of chemistry, you know. I feel like there's no smoke
I
without
don't think
fire.
I don't think there's lack of chemistry. I think that Lori is a very mysterious girl. And I think that's what the problem is. She's a nonchalant woman. And I don't think men are used to seeing that. So she's quite chill, whereas Damson seems like he's a soppy. He's like, you know, that soppy type. You know when men are
It's just
like,
when you're with some painting, innit? It's what happens. If the
yeah,
girl's
when they're
too
in love
peng,
and they're very, they put the girl
it
on
won't
a
last. It
pedestal.
won't last.
Whereas
It won't
she's
last.
very much like, I'm chill. I know who I am. I'm chill.
Mm.
And so that's why it's reading off as it's not gonna last. And then on top of that, she's maintained that about her. And because all we've known is the relationships she's been in, but we don't know much about her really. She doesn't give off lover girl type vibe. She gives off nonchalant woman, like chill, like it is what it is vibes. That's why people think that's why some people have an issue with her. And when I say some people, I think I'm saying men. I think that's what it is.
I don't think it's men. I think you can say it's men, but I don't think it's men.
I think it's men. I think a lot of like I going back to like when it was announced that they were together and just going back to the comments that I saw under the post, it was a lot of guys talking smack.
Yeah, I'm sure guys got a lot to say about her. Yeah, for sure.
But I think the reason why they were talking smack is because she's giving off a aura that a lot of men try to give off or do give off, and when a woman is giving off that vibe, it's almost like we don't like this. She doesn't really fit into
the space that a woman should be in via our perspectives or understanding.
Well, I'm not saying should be, and I'm saying what people are used to. She doesn't give the
but
same vibe.
A lot of women that I've spoken to since this announcement are no longer attracted to Damson. That's got nothing to do with him.
But it's a little bit to do with the fact that he's coming across as like, I think it might be to do with the fact that he's coming off a bit soppy, like.
I mean, the initial, not now. Now, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but I mean, initial.
But even initially, because initially, he never really was like that with his old babe. So it's kind of like, since when, Damson? Do you know what I mean?
He's like, since Level Up.
Yeah, and again, it's more obvious because she's so almost like nonchalant and chill, and you know, so it's kind of like he's being lovey-dovey, she's not, and it just heightens him because you're not seeing it reciprocated, and I think that's part of it. And some of it could be, I know for me, the reason why I've kind of like, I still think he's handsome, I still think he's attractive, but. And when I'm talking about who I find attractive, I will still put his name there because it's true.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not really, I'm not attracted to him anymore. It's more, oh, that's your type. Cool.
Mm,
Which I spoke about before.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I did see that. And I think people should just stop trying to analyze people's relationships, to be honest.
For sure.
'cause,
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we don't know the truth. What I did find funny was on Valentine's Day when he was like, oh, I can't wait to spend another 1,000 years with you. And I was like, bro, this time last year, she was with somebody else. So, I mean, you'll be lucky if you make it past
Also,
one year.
1,000 years definitely sounds like, you know what I mean?
Sorry, 1,000 months. He said 1,000 months. I'm like, what? What you lot are like 8? What, when you're in your 80s? Did you not know that she swaps them out every year? You'd be lucky.
Yeah. Even the fact that he gave it a limit, not forever.
Yeah, but who says that? Why is it 1,000 months? Who says that?
That's what I'm saying. That sounds very specific.
It's very soppy. It's very soppy.
Oh, you think it sounds soppy? I think it sounds weird as hell.
I think it was very soppy. But you know what? With me, yeah, like, I don't know. I used to think soppy was horrid, but now, okay, let me not cap. And I think a lot of women fall into this category. We don't like soppy when it's a guy that we don't like. If it's a guy we don't like, if he's soppy, it's cringe. It's like, leave me alone, I got the ick. If it's a guy that we're madly attracted to, we like him so much. When he's soppy, we're like, oh my God, I'm so in love.
Yeah. For sure.
So this week we want to shout out Times2, one of our newest subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting the family and becoming one of us. Gang. Yeah, man. If you want a shout out like Times2, it's very easy. All you got to do is support the family by liking, commenting, or subscribe. Well, and subscribe rather. You can like or comment and subscribe if you want to shout out.
Do all the things.
Yes. And you never know, you might be next to shout out in another episode. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And also thank you for listening to Unpicked. We hope you enjoyed the journey as much as we did. Do all the things. Click all the clicks. Give us the thumbs up here, there, and everywhere. The 5 stars on the listening platforms. Until next time.
Hold on. Please, the QR code to our Instagram is on the screen right now.
Oh, snap. Yeah, sorry. We have our official Instagram.
Trust me.
Podcast.
Kindly open your camera app on your phone and go and follow us on there. And also, what else did I want to say? It's also in the description if you're using your phone to watch us right now or you're listening on the listening platforms.
Right. So, until next time, guys.
That's right.
Peace. That thing.
What an episode. Not us doing the tea as the main topic. Wow, look at us.
I know. I didn't know you was going to have that one as a main. I just had small ones.